Yeah, give a ton of credit to South Alabama. I thought they came in, played hard. We tracked kind of our blue-collar points and theirs. They beat us in kind of that effort game. They took a bunch of charges. I think they took 8 on us. Well coached, ready to play. I didn't think our attention to detail was great and a lot of stuff. So I give them a ton of credit. I mean, we ended up with 22 turnovers. I think 8 of them were off charges. So they were ready to play. I mean, Goncalves, we're fortunate he didn't shoot as well as he normally would have, or we'd have been in some more trouble. They out-rebounded us. We turned it over more than them. We're just fortunate we made a few more shots than them. But I give our guys a little bit of credit there in the middle of the second half. They kind of got it together, got some stops, made a run, did what they needed to. We've got to get our defense picked up. But tonight our offense really struggled too. Like last game, our offense was pretty good, and we struggled that way tonight a little bit. So we got plenty of work to do on both sides of the ball here before Oakland on Friday.
Thanks, Coach. Go ahead and take questions. Let's start with Nick in the middle here.
Yeah, you mentioned the turnovers. I mean, what do you think was the source of those, other than the charges and just not being able to hold on to the ball?
I mean, they played hard. They got up into us. I think our, they kind of took the fight to us a little bit. I mean, a couple times they were just up into us. Our guards just handed them the ball, or they deflected us off our legs. Like, our guys got to be a little tougher. Guys want to press up into you like that. I mean, we play with plenty of space on the floor. They got to be able to beat their man. Didn't think we were aggressive enough in some of that. But, and then when we did beat them, their help was, Goncalves was sitting there ready to take a charge. I mean, I think he took 5 himself, if I'm correct. I think the team took 8 and he took 5. So, and some of them were just boneheaded passes, just made the wrong reads. So we had plenty of work to do there with 22 turnovers.
Right side, Michael.
You got technical in the second half. Is that ever a motivational play, or was it just one of those moments?
No, I thought the kid traveled. I mean, it looked like he drug his foot about 2 feet to me. So, by technicality, I was on the floor. You're not supposed to step on the floor to discuss that with him. So it was probably the correct tee. So hopefully every coach that argues a call that steps on the floor against us has the same tee called for the rest of the year.
Shackelford seemed to think that you guys were undefeated every time you get a technical foul. Is that something you're aware of, or have ever
Yeah,
seen?
I think that's true. It's never been on purpose, but it's true. So I guess if we're in trouble, I could go ahead and get a tee on purpose from now on.
Let's go far left, Tony.
What went right during that, I guess, 14-2 run, 10-0 run, whatever you want to call it, in the second half, when you guys were able to kind of like shake off some of the frustration off the first half?
Yeah, we got some stops. That helps. We were able to get out and transition a little bit. We didn't turn the ball over. We got some offensive rebounds. I think we scored. I don't remember exactly how we scored all 14 when we were on that 14-2 run. But, we had a group in there. I think Darius, who was that? Quinterly, Keon, JD, Darius, and Charles in there, if I remember right. I think Charles had some blocks in there as well. So, I'd have to look at it exactly. I thought our energy was pretty good then. Our energy's high. We did have a couple steals in there, got us going in transition. Like we need to get stops and get out in transition to kind of break some games open. And when you're not getting those turnovers and stops and rebounds and push outs, like our offense struggled tonight.
Let's go far left here, Joey.
2 big dunks late by Miles and JD. In tight games like tonight, how big are those dunks and in getting you guys any sort of momentum?
Yeah, I mean, it gets the crowd into it. It's 2 points, which is great. One was against the press, if I remember right, with JD, and Darius was off a steal, if I remember correctly. So, again, getting stops, steals, getting out, turning steals into buckets. And then, they pressed up into us pretty good in the half court. I thought we handled the full court press fairly well there late game, but we got to be able to handle some half court pressure a little bit better through the course of the game.
We got a couple more questions left. Let's start on the far right side with Charlie.
Yeah, Coach, we saw Jason before the first media timeout. Just went into that, and what have you seen from him progress-wise?
Yeah, I mean, I told him, where are we struggling at defensive end, and if you're going to guard and play hard, we're going to put you in. I thought he guarded and played hard in practice. Jawan wasn't here tonight, so that kind of freed up some minutes, and our guys weren't crashing, weren't getting rebounds, and that's something he's done well in practice. And I thought he played pretty hard, pretty well in the minutes he was in. I mean, yeah, what did he end up playing? 8.5 minutes. In 8.5 minutes, he's. And I thought he got an offensive rebound. He played. Should end up with more blue collar points than some of our guys that played 20+ minutes. So, what we needed him to do, he did. He's got to get a little more comfortable on the offensive end, but we can work with. Shoot, he had 3 rebounds in 8.5 minutes. We can work with that. I thought he's +2 in those 8.5 minutes he's in. So, he gave us good 8.5 minutes, I thought, tonight.
All right, last question in the front row, on the left here, Austin.
Hey, Coach. Darius had 10 points in less than 20 minutes. He also had the highest plus-minus on the team. What did you think of his performance tonight?
Yeah, he's been playing really well for us. He had a turnover and missed the 3 kind of back-to-back possessions there in the first half, and it wasn't well, but he got himself together. He had some tough finishes in the second half. He had to steal. He's been playing well for us. I think he hit his first 6 threes of the year, so he's coming back to earth a little bit with his 3-point percentage, but I mean, his effort's been really good. He gets on the glass, He's a pretty high IQ guy. The team as a whole has got to make our free throws better. He's got to do that, but I think his energy's been good. His defensive effort, he's been shooting it well. He's been in the gym a lot, so he's going to be a big part of what we're doing now that Juwan was out tonight. He got some more minutes because we can kind of play him kind of one through 4 a little bit. So we need him to be really good for us this year, and he's been playing pretty well for us these first 3 games.